Well, if you thought we were done with Stranger Things, think again. Many fans noticed Holly Wheeler reading the classic A Wrinkle in Time during the last season, which also featured a lot of influence from the story itself. Joining us now is Charlotte Jones Voiceless, granddaughter of the late author of the book, Madeleine L'Engle. Good morning. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Mariah. I'm great today. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. Thank you for taking the time to zoom in with us this morning. I mean, you are heavily involved in all things Wrinkle, so tell us why that is.
Well, I'm Madeleine's granddaughter. We were very close. I lived with her during college and graduate school, and I'm her literary executor. So I help steward her legacy. She wrote more than 60 books. A Wrinkle in Time, of course, is the most famous. But I have to say, I had no idea that it was going to feature so strongly in Stranger Things this season, and it was a real thrill to see.
Certainly the talk of the end of last year and still ongoing. I know you've probably caught up with all of the theories out there. But of course, knowing again your grandmother's influence on that, what are your thoughts on her storytelling?
Well, I think what makes A Wrinkle in Time so special and so enduring is the way it trusts children. It really treats them as moral actors and doesn't shy away from strong themes. It's also really a rip-roaring page-turner of a mystery. So it's got both of those things going for it. And to see it, to see it pop up in various moments over the past 60 years is really interesting. And the way they've used it in Stranger Things, I think, is so smart. Because as you mentioned, Holly Wheeler, one of the characters in Stranger Things, is reading the book. Yeah. And then fans went crazy trying to understand, like, well, what clues are there going to be in it? But for me, the basic meaning of Holly reading that book in this final season is that it gives her an interpretive device to understand what she is going to face and how she might fight the darkness. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if we remember as well, like it really, she had to learn how to be confident and strong, to make it through that last season. Like she found some internal strength for herself. But you said the number yourself. I mean, 60 years, this book seems timeless in itself. So what do you think it means for it to speak to a modern audience, especially with Stranger Things references recently?
Yeah, again, I think it is this notion that children are moral actors and that they know darkness and need the tools to fight it. I think it's also the themes of friendship and of accepting yourself and of acting with love. It's something that Stranger Things and A Wrinkle in Time share. It was really trusting children, that they are going to see things. They have a different kind of radar. They know when things are wrong than grown-ups maybe don't. And that, it is finding your people, finding your friends, and then being loyal to them and loving them. That is going to enable you to survive.
Yes, and all key elements, I would say, that just build overall character. Like as you grow up, you let that follow your life and those life lessons as well. What do you think your grandmother, or how do you think she would react?
I think she'd be like humbled and gratified and amazed that her book continues to have this kind of resonance 60 years later. I mean, she really did know and believe that the best works of literature do survive their moment. I don't think she'd have any expectation that A Wrinkle in Time would do the same, but again, she'd be really humbled and gratified. I think, she was an artist, a writer, and I think whenever a piece of work makes another artist want to engage with it, that is really something profound and meaningful.
Well, obviously, the team in Stranger Things was a fan of your grandmother. Do you think that she would have liked Stranger Things?
That is a great question. I'm sure she was very interested in all things cultural. Mm-hmm. I but she was also, you know, a little more conservative, and I think it is quite scary and gory.
Yeah.
The Stranger Things. I don't know that she would. She would have enjoyed that aspect
Yeah.
of it so much, but I do think she'd be totally thrilled and enjoy so much the fact that again, this book is sharing such a moment. I think the fact that you know, whether we think something is for children or not is a really interesting question, because when you know, a lot of parents, A Wrinkle in Time is one of the most banned books in the 80s and 90s, because parents were afraid of it. And I think some parents are afraid of Stranger Things, but we have to ask ourselves, when children are drawn to something that that features those kinds of elements, what need is that answering?
Yeah, yeah.
So.
And agreed too with that, and especially knowing that we see, you know, the character development, but also how the kids at the end of the day, whether it be A Wrinkle in Time or in Stranger Things, they still overcame a lot of those fears. So although the parents might be afraid, there's still a lesson at the end of it as well. And just like, you know, we know A Wrinkle in Time has lasted or spanning through decades, I'm pretty sure it will outlast us all. Do you agree?
I do agree. I do agree. I think it's proven that there's something in it that people are going to be drawn to in moments of, you know, when they need courage. And I think we always need courage.
Yes, we sure do. We could definitely use it now as well. I cannot thank you enough for taking the time to talk with us this morning, and of course, sharing your grandmother's classic.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.